Yeah, I got one. All right. Whoa. Got an echo.
Whoa.
Let me turn that thing off. All right. Hey, it's Friday afternoon. It is kind of sunny, partly sunny in the ATL.
And cold. Well, not cold. It's 80 degrees.
Cold. It's like 80 something degrees.
I know, but it's about to get cold again. That's what I really meant.
Well, enjoy the warmth while you can because we're watching Amazon and sometimes we
Amazon?
go
Amazon?
Amazon. Sometimes we go beyond it. It depends on whatever catches our fancy. For the week. I've got something that's caught everybody's fancy. But before we talk about what fancy catching stuff and all that, don't be looking at the camera like all cross-eyed like that. Especially when it's time for you to introduce yourselves. There you go. There it is.
The bold one, the cold one, John Colder Ice Lawson.
Well, at least you got it in the right order this week, folks. And there's
there's no real order. Go.
Look, I am the originator of the bringing you on, so I know exactly what the order is and how it should be said. I will give you marks because you had a little bit of more energy than you've had over the last several weeks.
Oh, really?
I think you got your nap in, and we all know how people and a little older people, they need to get that nap in, and you got it in. So I'm happy for you. But before we go further, I need to do this. I'm Brent Leary. All right. Now we can officially start.
Oh, good. Yay.
Now I've got some stuff. I think the big topic this week is going to be pretty obvious. But before I do that, you said you had something.
I did. The box?
Whatever. You said you had something.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I heard the guy come to my patio and got a box.
Did you get that today or was that yesterday?
It was yesterday, right? But
they tried to deliver it. They tried to deliver it to me yesterday, and for some reason they couldn't. I don't quite understand.
Oh, so you got yours today?
I got mine today. Hey, Sven.
And it says,
"Hey, say hello to Sven first."
Hey, Sven.
There it
is.
What's
up, Sven?
There he is. All right. Now go to your box.
Prime Day.
Yes.
The Prime Day box.
Yes.
It's saying support, discover, amazing. Support small and discover amazing. There you go. And it's got a nice little saying at the top.
Yeah.
And it's got some sample products that are going to be on sale, I guess.
It got some good stats too. I like how they put stats in the as part of the box,
Right. That's true. What I found very interesting was this piece right here, which is
let me give you the full screen treatment if you're showing this.
Okay. Yes. Luminade.
Yeah, what is that exactly? I didn't know quite.
Okay, so basically it is a light that works off the sun, right? So it captures the sun energy during the day, and it gives you emergency or lighting at night. The cool thing about this is I actually remember when these two young ladies were on Shark Tank, and I believe Mark Cuban partnered with them. And what I found extremely interesting was the fact that it's a solar panel.
Oh,
and then it turns into a light. And what it
hold it up again, please. There you
go. Luminade, right?
Nice. Okay.
Solar panel light. And it's also waterproof. So it's got a little cover in there that makes it waterproof, right? The cool thing is, though, and why I thought I still remember this to this day from Shark Tank was because of how they how this thing worked, where it had this little, well, I'm not going to blow it up, but like I said, it's waterproof. You blow in here and it makes like a cube, a light cube. And it actually is really good for places that don't have electricity. It's good for emergency purposes, but also for places that don't have electricity, allowing children to read at night and do homework after sundown. I really thought this was one of the coolest products they've ever had on Shark Tank. To see it in the box with the Amazon Prime, it's pretty awesome. So there you go.
Pretty psyched about that.
I was pretty psyched. I was like, I got one.
How much do those things run? I have no idea.
That's a good. You know what? I'll go look it up. They can't be too expensive because,
right.
like I said, it was one of those things. Like when hurricanes hit, they use
Yeah.
those. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
So it's a really cool product, and Luminade lantern. That's what they call them.
Nice.
Luminade lantern, and they're $25.
$25. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I let me just mention a couple of stats, and then we'll get to some of the meat.
All right, go for it.
There's a big meaty topic we got to go into here.
Oh,
And
really?
actually,
Didn't hear nothing about it.
Yeah, sure you didn't.
Troy's in it.
$24.95.
It's $25, bro. Come on.
Free shipping and handling, though. That's
free shipping and handling.
There it is. Oh, look at this. Finn is ripping us already. Hey, it is what it is, Finn. It is what it is.
Haters gonna hate.
No, I just like going back to the box. I'm just going to read a couple of these stats.
No,
here.
You do that. I'm going to blow this up. Go.
Well, you go right on ahead and do that. All right. So just a couple of these stats that were included in the box for these items. It says more than half of all items purchased in Amazon store are sold by small and medium-sized businesses. That's a lot of stuff. On average, U.S. small and medium businesses sell more than 7,200 products every minute on Amazon store. That's pretty incredible, man.
That's pretty incredible, yes.
Last Prime Day, selling partners surpassed $3.5 billion in sales, a nearly 60% increase over Prime Day 2019. The test will be what's the increase, or if there is an increase from 2020, to this year, because now it'll be like apples to apples being a full year into the pandemic. Be interesting to see how that works. And the last one they have here is this year, Amazon is investing more than $100 million to support its small business selling partners, giving Prime members lots of options to shop small. And they're actually giving incentives for customers to buy from small businesses on Amazon, which I think is really cool. So they're not just trying to get you to buy on Amazon. They're trying to get you to buy from small businesses who sell on Amazon. And there's some financial incentives to get you to do that. I thought that was pretty cool. What's no free ship?
No free ship. Hashtag. That's a hashtag now.
Oh man, that's not good.
That's not good.
Cool because it's from Amazon. Yeah, all right. Sven, I feel a little testiness coming from Sven today.
Wait a minute, hold on.
I don't know. I could be wrong.
What he's talking? He must not be a Prime member because it's free for Prime members.
Yeah, exactly. Oh well, there. All right, Troy.
Free returns, free delivery.
Join the 200 million of us who are Prime members, Troy.
200 million and one, Troy.
All right. Good stuff. Oh, we didn't even say June 21st and 22nd, right? That's Prime Day this year.
Oh, okay.
That was like the big reveal on that call. I mean, I'm just saying.
You know what? Okay. Yes, I had another call that's why you thought I knew. Okay, so I wasn't on the call, so you can fill me in on the call.
I'll do it later, but the big takeaway was they told us it was, we got a little scoop, but we weren't allowed to talk about it
until today.
It was actually until I think June 2nd. That's when they announced that Prime Day is going to be July 21st.
Right.
All right. I'm prime time.
Okay. Well, now if you prime time, then you'll see that it's got free shipping.
Finn is just a hater. He is a
What's he hating on?
He say I never buy at Amazon.
Maybe they don't have Amazon over there.
It sounds like even if they did,
where's Finn at?
He's in Germany.
Oh no, that's number 3. That's their number 3. Is it number 3 or number 2 market?
All right, I want you to say hello to Tina Hall Chase Gilmore.
Okay.
No, you didn't say it.
Hi, Tina Hall Chase Gilmore.
Yes, she is. First of all, she's actually kind of a fan of yours.
She is.
Is that the way you treat your fans? You just hi. Sorry.
No, I'm reading. I'm reading without glasses. So feel that.
See, once again, you're trying to front. We know
Here.
how old you are. You can put the glasses on. It's quite all right.
The problem
we
with the glasses is that's why you don't look at the screen, so you don't see your screen, but my screen's right in front of me, and so it puts a little, thing on it. Actually, though, I look younger with the glasses on, so I might leave them on.
Please keep them on.
I
all
might.
Right. Tina is the let me see if I get this right. The co-executive producer and director of the Gilmore Gang, which it records live every Friday at 1:30 East Coast time.
Awesome.
So she's great. She's like,
so this is what you do in the afternoons.
It's called Gilmore Gang. There's this other Gilmore involved. I think his name is Steve or something like that. But really, power behind the Gilmore Gang is Tina. Just saying. Just thought I'd put it out there.
Give her a shout. Give her a shout.
All right. So yes, and she backs me up when she says, "Yeah, that's all true." All right. So I got a clip. You know how I like to have clips.
Okay. Well, I got
the stage. Oh, you got to get what's that?
I don't know.
Where'd you get that from?
It's a surprise and delight. Somebody sent it along. I'm not going to show you the game that somebody sent me.
Please don't.
You sure? Yeah. You sure you don't want to see? Let's look at that.
Well, if you want to, what the heck did that say? I ain't. No, I read. I'll just let that one go.
So they sent me that game, and inside of it was this. And it's funny because I'm putting together a product, and so there was the sample products, and they were sending me card decks, right? So this is another one. This is inside the slide box, and I'm like, really? That's what you decide to send me? The Kinky Conversator for adults only.
Yeah. Okay. That's like
we'll get into questions in a moment.
I don't know. That's kind of going. We're moving into the kind of an area that's.
I love this. You are so uncomfortable. This is extremely exciting for me.
It's just Photorol. That's all it is. That's all it is. Photorol.
All right, go ahead.
Do you even know what Photorol means? I just want to know. Do you know what that means?
Dude, why would I know?
Hey, I know it, but I've known it for all of an hour or so. But
okay. See, I knew you were testing me.
No, well, just so that Photorol, it means trivial or nonsensical fuss. Anyway, so moving right along. All right, that's right. Tina got it. Tina knows how to spell it too.
Oh my God!
All right, so here is the clip I want to play in order to set the stage for what I think is going to be the bulk of our discussion.
Let's go. Afternoon. Really? As opposed to the kinky cards. All right, if you say so.
Yeah, I definitely say so. Here we go.
Well, oftentimes we have to weigh convenience with privacy when it comes to new technology.
And the new Amazon Sidewalk feature is no exception. Sherman Chow connects the dots.
Amazon's latest feature is making a lot of headlines because it will automatically enroll anyone who owns one of its devices into a program to share their internet connection. Let's connect the dots. The program is called Amazon Sidewalk. The company says a small portion of your internet bandwidth will be pooled together with small chunks from your neighbors. Amazon says it'll make its devices work better and help locate lost items. This affects people who have Echo devices, Ring floodlight, and Spotlight cameras. It all gets switched on June 8th. The whole point of this is to extend the range of low bandwidth devices. So if your network goes down, your Echo Dot can still work by sharing connectivity with neighbors who have similar devices. It will also help tile trackers work better. Those are the little devices designed to keep track of important items. They can use Amazon Sidewalk to be more efficient and accurate. Obviously, some folks have raised security concerns about this sharing situation. Amazon says it has multiple layers of privacy and security to protect your personal information. But bottom line, you also have the option to opt out. If you have a Ring device, go to the Control Center on the app or their website.
All right, that's enough of that. I just wanted to set the stage to talk about what exactly this thing is. Amazon Sidewalk. So basically, you kind of got the gist of what it is. The fascinating part for me is if you own an an Amazon device, if you own like an Echo Dot or Echo Show or Ring or pretty much anything, you have until June 8th to opt out of the network sharing stuff. But if you don't opt out by June 8th,
You're
you
automatically opted in.
like forever. I think. I don't think there's a way to
Oh.
opt out. But I don't. They keep on saying if you don't opt out by June 8th, you're opted in, and it makes it sound. I could be wrong. There's somebody out there, if anybody knows specifically, it makes it sound like if you don't opt out now, you will not get the opportunity to do so again with your current devices. Now, what I think I read somewhere is if you, let's say you buy an Echo device after June 8th, as soon as you turn it on and hook it up, you get a question asking, do you want to join it? Yes or no. And then if you say no, that device is out. But what do you think about that? What do you think about the approach of basically giving people, now it's like a couple of days to opt out, and if they don't, they're opted in?
You should be happy that they've let you opt out.
So we were having this discussion.
Hey, put me on full screen, please, or
Do I
us
have
on
to?
full screen. I don't like
No.
being in a little box. Don't box me in, bro.
Oh god. Well, your head does require a bit of a larger box.
Exactly.
Yeah, there it is. That. So all right.
I'm with you on that, Sven.
Sven is just a hater.
I'm a little bit
I-
with Sven on that. It's like, oh, and if you lose power, your Alexa will still work. Like,
Wait a minute. So well, first of all, you are a Google gadget guy for the most part, right? I mean, you and John both are. You don't
we're
like
Google
any.
Home.
You don't like Apple devices, and well, you like
No,
Apple.
I like Apple.
Yeah, but John definitely does not,
No,
and he definitely does not have any, the Apple phones or tablets or anything like that.
nothing.
And he doesn't. I don't think you guys have any Amazon devices too, right?
They're all unplugged. I mean, we got them around here, but they're not plugged in.
Okay, well, that's a whole other issue apparently. So what do you think of the approach of, all right, we're going to opt people in by default, and they have the opportunity to opt out, but they have to do so by June 8th.
I don't know if that is actually the case, that if you don't do it by then, I just think it's saying that it will be opted in because that's the day we roll it out. That's my guess. But yeah, I think it's cool.
Okay, I love the I love that they're giving you the option.
Right.
I don't necessarily love that you have this week, or actually less than a week at this point, to do so.
I think that's only because that's when they're rolling it out.
Maybe,
Yeah.
But what if let's, I don't know. I'll see what happens on June 9th or something. When somebody says, you know what? Oh, I missed the deadline, but I don't want to be opted in. Can I go into the Alexa app and opt out after that?
Right.
If they aren't, let's say they aren't able to do that, does that change your thinking of how you feel about this?
Well, yes, because the messaging wasn't clear that was the case. So I would have a problem with that. Yes. But no, I mean, if you're saying something's coming and they've given you, a good week or two, and they make it so that when it turns on, it tells you and you can opt out, I don't really see a problem with this thing. Actually, I almost wish they didn't even have to ask.
No, are you kidding me?
Why
you can't
not?
do that anymore because we're living in the age of iOS update 14.5.
And I was going to say that's the only reason why they let you opt out.
Well,
they would have rolled it out without worrying about it.
That's the discussion we had on Gilmore Gang Fridays at 1:30.
Okay. Look. From now on, Gilmore Gang needs to be talking about watching Amazon at 5 p.m. on Friday.
Believe me.
I'm just teasing.
Believe me, we do get plugs over there anyway.
Oh, cool.
That's
No,
what
I'm teasing.
but that was the thing I asked the gang. I was like, do you think
Well, what did the gang say?
it was kind of Tina backed me up. It's kind of like they didn't feel like it really had that much of an influence on Amazon's, the way that they did this Sidewalk. I tend to disagree.
Okay, what is your problem?
No, I think that the Apple iOS update is having rippling effects on how companies are beginning to handle these data privacy issues. I can't swear by anything here, but it just feels like if Apple hadn't done that, would people have gotten a week to do the opt out?
Probably not.
Or would things be operating like they were before the iOS 14.5 update, which is you're opted in and you don't have a chance to make that decision for yourself. So I do believe this, the Sidewalk thing that was already in the works for a long time.
Exactly.
The ability to have people have the ability to opt out before it gets locked in. I think that might have been an impact from the iOS 14.5 update.
Yeah, but I just think it's only because the 14.5 is in the news. Had it come out 6 months later, you never would have saw it.
Well, here's why I think people better start really taking this iOS update stuff seriously. Let me see if I can.
I've found another cohort.
Yes. All right, here we go. Let me get my screenshot here. Usually this thing is pretty well done.
Not on this show, it's not.
All right, here we go. This is why this iOS update thing it's wreaking havoc with a lot of different things. All right, let me get rid of our logo so that people can see the whole the whole thing. Is that
this is horrible?
All right, so look at the percentage of folks opting in after the iOS 14 update 14.5 came out, forcing all the app developers to ask for permission before tracking your stuff all over the place. America, a 6% opt-in rate. Now, that is huge, and that is going to cause almost everybody to have to rethink their approach to confiscating customer data without asking for permission.
Come on, man.
Look at that. Hey, look at it.
No, but I mean, no, I'm not saying. Let's talk. But the hyperbole of confiscating
the hyperbole.
Yeah, come on, man.
That's pronounced hyperbole, right? I'm just not trying to be funny.
Who cares? Hyperbole. Thank you. The hyperbole of you know what I'm saying? Come on, don't overhype this stuff, man.
I'm not overhyped. I don't need to over. The numbers speak for themselves.
No,
man.
I'm not saying the number. The number is great, but let's not pretend like they were somehow hijacking people's data. I mean, it wasn't.
In certain instances, I'm not saying any one company was, but I'm saying there were lots of companies that were.
Zero instances was Apple iOS 14.4 giving away your data.
I'm not talking about Apple. I'm talking about the app developers putting their code and putting their app on the platform, and without knowing what consumers, without knowing what was going on, they were loading up these apps, and they were people having their data being passed around like for free, like it was candy, and they didn't know about it.
This is such BS. Okay.
No way.
It is, bro. There is no way. Everything was aggregated data. There was no customer personality data being given away by Apple iOS.
I'm not saying Apple was giving it away.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Apple
developers who were collecting the data.
What
were they doing with it? And how were they?
It was aggregated data, though. It wasn't like, Brent Leary did X. It wasn't
the app developers, not Apple. I'm talking about the app developers who were creating these apps for taking this data and collecting it. Do you know exactly what they were doing with that data?
But
I'm not
just-
talking about Apple. I'm talking about the specific developers of the applications.
You
They put
can't-
those apps on the platform, and those apps were collecting geolocation data. I mean, they were collecting anything and everything they wanted to collect, and they weren't getting checked on it. Some of them were not. Some of them were doing good things with it. I would say the majority of them were doing good things. There were some that were harvesting that data for ill-gotten goods. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just not even. Let me just say this. Okay. Apple's closed developer network requires you to adhere to certain standards. Everybody can't get on the Apple network and create develop something. If you develop something inside of the Apple network, by default, Apple will only give you aggregated data.
So how many apps are on the marketplace? Like hundreds of millions at this point, right? So Apple's checking all of these things?
Yes, because
make
you
sure-
can't.
They're checking hundreds of millions of apps to make sure that
Yes.
they're all compliant?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that the system itself, the platform itself, has this already built in. And if you try to get around it with your app, it's going to know. So let's be clear.
All right. Yeah. Okay. You're so trusting.
It's not that I'm trusting.
You
I
are
just know.
trusting.
It's
Like
not that I'm
these geniuses that create these apps, they all play by the rules. They all don't think that they can get around them in any such way or firm or fashion.
Or you'll get shut down. And
then they'll prop up like
that.
5 other apps, that
Let me
keep
put
pushing the envelope.
Here's the thing. Every year, we get at Christmas time, somebody stole my data. Or, this one I love, where they call it hackers, right? Oh, this system just got hacked. Atlanta, their whole system got hacked. There's no such thing. It's the data you give away. Nobody's hacking anything. You're giving it away. When the gas people just got hacked a couple of weeks ago, the meat place, when it got hacked a couple of weeks ago, somebody gave them that data. They didn't get hacked. You don't just arbitrarily get hacked. Somebody convinced you to give that data to them. Okay?
Yeah.
So
Here's
these
the thing.
apps,
These
so let me
apps are
finish,
not
let me finish,
convincing.
let me
They're not
finish.
convincing anybody because they didn't have to convince anybody because the policy that was put in place didn't have them needing to convince anybody. They would just create some policy which had like smoke and mirrors, didn't say anything to anybody, and if you wanted to use the
Give
app,
me a
just
use
hit a
case.
button. And then
Give
how many
me
people were
one
actually reading
use
these
case.
data policies? These people were
Brent
not
Leary.
reading them because they didn't have to read these policies.
Brent
Now
Leary,
Apple is
give me
shining a light on
one
this, and
case.
now they're going to see what
One
happens when people are more
case.
aware of what's going on with their data. That's all
Give
I'm
me
saying.
one case.
Man, I can give you several cases. I could give you the one that got the most attention, like last year,
Yes.
was when this isn't necessarily Apple only related.
Oh,
But
well, then we can't
this
talk
was-
about it.
This was a COVID story. No, it's the same print.
Because that's what I'm trying to say is that Apple's plan is very unique. Apple's, very unique, man, in terms of being a developer in the Apple sphere. It's very unique and very restrictive what you can and can't do with customer data.
Let me ask you this: then why does Apple go through all the trouble of making this tweak?
I told you last time we talked about it. It was all smoke and mirrors so that they can create their own.
Smoke and mirrors.
It's so they can create their own ad network that nobody else can get to. I told you, man. It's just this. I'm not saying it's 100% smoke and mirrors, but mostly smoke and mirrors. Let's just put it like this: if I put a cookie in your browser and then I serve you back the page that you were just looking at, that cookie has no way to report back from the cookie who exactly that person is. There is no fear of people actually using your personal data. It's all bullshit. It's been smoke and mirrors and all of these networks. It's, you know what it is? I'm going to say it. It's fake news.
Fake news.
It
Okay.
is, but it sounds great, and people are like, "I feel so much more secure." It is bullcrap.
It's not even being secure. It's about having your opportunity to say no to people using your data for whatever purposes they want to use it for.
So let's
not for the purposes of making my stuff better. It's for them to sell more stuff to somebody else and not making my life any better.
Okay.
That's what it's about.
I'm not here to make your life better. I'm here to sell you more
I'm
stuff.
here to make my life better. And I work with companies that give me the option up front to, if you can prove to me by saying I'll use your data to create better experiences, better discount, give you something that you truly value, I'm in.
The thing is, look, bro,
they aren't doing that. They never had to do it before.
Ultimately, it was actually there to create a better experience, but marketers ruin
for them.
Hold on, but marketers have a way of ruining everything.
That's because it's always about them and what they want.
Brett, do you remember this? Do you remember meeting the people that created this at the ICE event years ago?
The ICE event?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, the ICE event is probably the second live or the third live we did. The young lady from the company, can't remember the name of the company even, but she was an Asian woman from San Francisco.
Oh, I know you're talking about last name Song? Marion Song?
Yes, Song. And her brother is actually the person that created this technology. And we were so fascinated with how it was going to enhance the customer experience.
Are you talking about the retargeting stuff?
Yes. His was the first retargeting app. I know it's freaking you out because literally.
Not really. I didn't like the premise because.
Well, but I mean, the thing is, retargeting at the time was there to enhance the shopping experience.
It was there to let the folks buying advertising
that's later.
No, but it wasn't there for customers or consumers. It was there for people, the folks that are trying to sell us stuff. That's who the big benefit was for them, not for us.
When people ask, when people ask you, would you rather see, because I've seen it put in good words today, would you rather see just various ads or would you rather see ads that are relevant to your likings? And most people, when they given that two choices, they will say, I'd rather have ads that are relevant to what, right?
But
they didn't understand.
But what you said is critical. Given the choice, we were never given the choice. That's the problem with all this stuff.
All right. And now we go back to the original point here, is that given the choice, only 6% have opted in.
And I think the reason is because you don't have
it's because of people like you and all the hyperbole.
No, it's anyway. Hyperbole. That kills me every time. When you look at the messages, because you don't have an iPhone. When you look at these pop-up now that are coming up from these app developers who are asking for permission to track you all over the damn world, they don't give you a good enough reason to say yes. I know. It's because they're not used to talking to us. They're not used to asking for permission. They're not used to saying, "Hey, we want to use your data." We want to use your data to create better experiences for you.
Because Apple is leading the charge and telling them exactly what wording they have to use.
They ain't using it then. They ain't paying attention. They ought to be paying attention.
I'm saying the words that they're being forced to use are garbage.
Well, that's a big problem.
Because it's coming from Apple. Apple's dictating how they have to say it.
So then Apple should have been like, while we're getting ready to roll this out, educate our app developer community on how to message to get opt-in. Because if you look at 6%, they didn't do that. And maybe that's Apple's fault.
The hyperbole did that.
Net. No, it's not the hyperbole.
Is. People are stealing your data. They're just using your data, and you're just being totally used.
Look, this is
crap.
The honest truth is, if you aren't paying for the product, you are the product. Your data is the product. So you're gonna pay either with your cash or with your data. And once you get that up front, once you understand that, I think people then start.
Well, there's an old saying, Cass or Ash, there's no free ride.
I was not going that direction. But I mean,
that's an old saying, but it's true.
If you are not paying for the product, you are the product. And I think people thought, let's face it, a lot of people don't put a lot of thought into this, or hadn't before iOS 14.5, because, I'm getting to use this great application for free. No, you're not getting it for free.
But I mean, everybody knew that. Everybody knew Facebook was ad driven. Everybody knew that.
They didn't know the depths of how this.
We've had this conversation before. Would you pay $5 for Facebook a month? People are like, no, we'd rather have ads.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's because were they really getting the full scoop on just how badly their data is being passed around?
But that was my point of talking about when this first started. The capabilities have far exceeded the original intent. And that's because that's where
the technology, maybe when these things were first offered to us, these apps were first offered to us, the technology wasn't there to do with the data what can be done with it now.
Yeah.
And finally, a company with the strength of Apple is finally leveling the playing field, because let's face it, the playing field got completely unleveled year after year after year as the technology got ahead of the policy and the ethical use of data. This is just leveling it to a little extent.
That's my part. That's the part that's bothering me. It wasn't unethical. That's the part that's bothering me.
All right. What about if it wasn't unethical, it was not communicated the right way to customers?
Because they're
on an ongoing basis.
They don't understand how to customers don't. Well, this is why we're here. This is why we're here, because people don't actually understand what went on, but what they do understand is, somebody's stealing my data, and that's as far as they've gotten. And you're
technically
playing into that.
Technically, it's not stealing, but it damn sure isn't telling you directly, specifically, and transparently how your data is being used, who has access to it, what those folks can do with it or not do with it.
They can't do anything with it.
They
don't even have your data. All they have is a group of data.
That's okay. That's what you say.
Right. It is true. Yeah. But here's what has happened.
That's what you say.
Here's what has happened. What has happened is that AI requires data for it to learn. And so all of this aggregated data from multiple sources has given AI the current ability to make predictions almost at a level where it feels very personalized. That's what's actually happening.
No, what's actually happened was this data is being collected, it's being distributed, it's being sliced and diced all over the place, and companies up until recently have never really told the folks exactly what's going on with their data. Now, part of that,
why?
I was going to say part of that is because people were just so happy that they got access to these free apps that they didn't question it, because they just like using these apps. They didn't, but they had no idea. They had no idea what was going on with that data.
If only they knew. If only they knew. Now, but see, that's the thing. I get it, bro. I'm totally in with the understanding of how it's been unethically parsed, right? But I do at the same time understand that it's not me personal that was given to them.
Some of it is, though.
It out.
Some of it is.
It out. I mean, if you're able to say this phone went past this store at this hour,
they can triangulate this data and come up with an identifier, and then a lot of these companies will take that identifier and then be able to match it to other data sets.
Here's the real thing. Here's the real thing is that these identifiers, when you triangulate that with Facebook data, suddenly it becomes somewhat apparent who the possible personality actually is. So that's what I'm saying. It's not the data that you shared that is giving them access to it, but it's the data that's all out on the web that we share over and over again. And then it's like, oh, that's that person.
It's the same thing. If a company is able to collect certain pieces and then through hook or crook or through barter with other companies that are creating certain pieces, they're able to combine it and use it and sell it and do whatever the hell they want. That's just not a good thing unless you're being open and transparent about how you are using that data. Most of them are never done.
Every time you post to Facebook, it's telling people they're able to use that data. Every time you post to Instagram, they know exactly where you were, who you were probably in close proximity to. It's just, I don't know. I think it's just a bunch of crap. You're not really opting out of anything other than some retargeted ads.
The whole issue is companies are going to have to learn that as consumers become more understanding and
they're not becoming more understanding.
They are.
No, they're not. Consumers are no smarter than they were in the 1800s. Trust and believe that. Okay.
Oh, man.
Look, let me just tell you. I'm gonna tell you. And we were just having this conversation yesterday, and I was telling my husband, I'm like, dude, understand that consumers and the actual people in general are every bit as gullible today as they were 2,000 years ago. Every bit as gullible. Humans have not changed.
So you're as gullible as somebody that was 2,000 years ago who had no idea what a computer was.
No, I'm not as gullible because
but everybody else is.
No. I'm saying the personality. I'm saying the personality of who I am existed 2,000 years ago. How we are in terms of we seek and we search out. All right, but trust and believe that the same people that used to sell snake oil are selling snake oil to the same people today. It's the same people.
Yeah. Okay. I would say this. If the snake oil salesman continues to do exactly the same thing today that they did that they're going to have to do 10 years from now, they're not going to be that great of a snake oil salesman. If they're using the same methods, the same. I'm saying if they're doing the exact same process,
they're doing the exact same thing. You know, the only thing that's changed is
they're not doing the exact same thing.
No, they're all. The only thing that's changed is the ability to reach it. Absolutely.
No, they're using different technology. That means they're not doing the same thing.
I don't. Okay. So if you're going to say the technology, so the only differentiator then is the technology. So before you had a megaphone, first you had your voice, then you had a megaphone, then you had media, right? Now you've got social media, but the messaging to be able to make people believe that we're going to have a change of leadership in 2 months, bro, if that ain't the biggest snake oil sales in the world, it's the exact same methods.
Used car salesmen that have been selling cars for 30 years. And if this used car salesman tries to do the exact same shtick now than he did 30 years ago, he's not going to be selling as many cars as he did 30 years ago.
You actually believe that the shtick changes. The only thing that changes.
I'm not talking about the shtick. So wait a minute. How many? So are used car salesmen that were on the lots, pounding the pavement, waiting for people to come in and trying to sell them? Are those same kinds using those same tactics as successful now as they were back then?
Well,
when people are buying cars from sites like whatever that was.
The car salesmen of yesterday are the internet marketers of the day.
No, I'm saying if the car salesman of 30 years ago tries to sell the same way as they did 30 years ago, there's no way they're going to sell as many cars now as they were then.
I'm just saying that the car
Because
salesman,
the consumer is smarter.
no, we
and the
don't buy
technology has
cars like
changed.
that. We don't buy cars like
That's
that.
because the consumer is smart enough to go online,
No,
go to
no.
Kelly Boo Look, go to all these different sites, and bypass the slickster who is trying to sell them the lemon from 30 years ago.
So you're saying nobody gets a lemon today?
I'm saying less people get a lemon than they did before because
I bet
they don't have to go through the same thing.
1,000% guarantee you that if we did those kind of numbers, if there was a way to actually tease out the numbers, the percentages of people that get a piece of shit car is still the same. Guaranteed.
I didn't say get a piece of shit car.
I'm saying
I said
somebody,
they're not.
somebody
They may buy it. They may buy it from the online. They may buy it from the online car dealer.com, but they're not going to buy it from the dude that's sitting out in the lot trying to get you to come in and tell you how great the windows are.
Okay.
And nothing else works.
Okay.
That dude ain't selling hardly anything anymore right now.
So that dude used to sell the car. Today they sell you the financing, and it's still a piece of shit.
That I'm just saying, the used car salesperson of 30 years ago is not selling the kind of cars that he was selling back then. If he's doing the same thing right now,
I love this. Here's the deal, right? Because I'm sitting there. I just came back. I don't know if you know this, right?
Alan? We are no longer friends.
Yeah,
the friendship is over, Alan. Alan, he is because he agrees.
Yeah, Alan's my buddy, man. Alan keeps it real. Alan keeps it real.
He's a Jets fan. What does he know?
Okay, so here's the deal, though. So when I was in St. Martin, I ended up buying a condo, a timeshare.
From a used condo salesman?
It was a total, yes. It was, and I was sitting there, and I'm like, I can't believe this. This is the same thing that I've been through 30 years. Right? If you ever sit through, it's the same thing because it works. And they always find somebody that's going to take the dream. You sell the dream. And I ended up buying, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, she walks off and she comes back with another guy and he's supposed to be the boss. And I'm like, God, I cannot believe we're going through this. I'm like, can we just get to the paperwork? I'm already going to buy. I don't need all this drama.
They saw two suckers walking in there.
No, only one, because he would not go with me. He was like, I am not going, and you shouldn't go either. But they made me an offer I couldn't refuse, But at any rate, but it just knows.
I'm just saying this. The 30-year salesman, if he's doing everything the same way,
of course not,
that he did 30 years ago, he ain't selling the same amount of cars. That's all I'm saying. Something had to change.
Yes, the technology changed, the pitch might change a little bit, but I'm saying, but that's not what I'm talking about.
And the customer is smarter.
No, that's what I'm about to say.
They have more information at their disposal.
The customer is no smarter than they were.
Smart customers have more tools at their disposal. You know what's the stat that by the time a customer reaches out to a salesperson to close the transaction, their decision is already made because they have all of the stuff at their disposal. Because they have more information at their disposal. They have what they need. They have the stuff that they need to make the decision. All they need basically at that point is an order taker. They ain't looking for somebody to give them all the song and dance. They're looking for somebody to finish the transaction at that point. The smart folks are. Not everybody. Smart folks.
Let me just say, this book right here.
Alan, what company do you work for? You work at Freshworks?
Shut up. Don't be calling them out.
They have a customer engagement platform.
Why are you calling them out, man? That's Alan's personal opinion.
He's calling the customers.
So here's the thing.
I'm telling them. I'm telling your people, man.
I'm a marketer. That's my 1,000%. That's why I'm here, right? I'm the marketer. You're whatever you do. I'm
the champion for customers.
You're the champion. Okay, customer champion. All right. So, but here's this book. This book is sold, like if you look it up right now,
what book
it's called Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz. All right. If you look this up right now on Amazon, this book is probably being sold between $400 to $1,000.
What?
Yeah. Absolutely. To get
$400 to $1,000.
yeah, to get an actual a copy of this book. And what you don't understand is that advertising and sales is 90%, maybe 95% emotion. It's not about somebody understanding and looking up and doing the work. That's just the 5%. The 95% are totally tapped into the motion. Today, it's still the same. You sell the sizzle, not the steak. All of these principles that were in this book from the 30s still work today because it's all about the psyche of human beings, and humans are animals. And as such, we actually don't change. There's a reptilian brain that is still the same. And if you tap into that with marketing and messaging, people will be moved. And I'm telling you, this is why Tony Robbins can have a whole place full. See, that's why you did
idiots.
that. See, you called it. So what?
I did. I called the Tony Robbins folks to go to that stuff idiots.
What's different from them today are those same people
because they're idiots.
To...
That's why. Because you listen to Banana Hands, because that's what I call that guy. His hands are ridiculously huge. No way.
You are on a roll today. I have tapped in to your crazy.
Yeah. My Folderol. That's right.
Oh my God. Okay. So at any rate, me and Alan challenge you.
Yeah, you and my ex-buddy Alan are challenging me. What is this? Let's see. See, you guys are throwing beware the Schwartz. When you say the guy's name is Schwartz, all I thought of beware the Schwartz. I bet you don't even. Do you even know where that came from?
From Spaceballs.
Oh, all right. We finally have something in common, folks. There it is. What does Alan say? Daniel Kahneman won a Nobel Prize by showing how poor humans are at processing data and making decisions.
Wow.
Now that's what AI is for. Give us the insight. I don't need some slick oil salesman dude. Give me the insight. Give me the AI. Give me the insight. I don't need the slick dude anymore.
Right. You are the exception, not the rule, bro.
Well, that is true. We agree on that. I am exceptional.
No, I didn't say you were exception. That's something you added there. All right.
Can you believe we actually that one time?
Oh my God. Oh man. Every week now I leave here exhausted and I don't feel like I'm making any progress.
Yeah, I feel like you're not making any progress. We agree on that as well. No, this has been a lot of fun, and thanks to Sven and my ex-buddy Alan for being part of it.
Man, come on, man. Why are you giving Alan all that trouble? That drama.
Yeah, well, Alan is the new Pierre. Remember how Pierre was? Oh, John's got a great point. John's. Bye, Pierre.
I'm calling Pierre over. We need JB back and Alan.
Oh my God.
Next week, I'm getting them all to come on the show.
And you will need them because I won't be there if that's the case. All right. But in the meantime, yeah, this was fun. We'll be back next Friday. Who knows what we'll be arguing about at that point? I'm sure Amazon will have something for us to talk about.
Hey, before we go.
Yeah.
I plugged this in so I could turn it on if I could.
The luminol thing?
Yeah. How do I turn it on?
Yes, Alan. Yes.
What's Alan saying? Oh, there it is. It's the big red button. Boom.
Oh, it's lit, and it's what is that? What are the flaps on the side there?
So that's if you wanted to be like in your tent, you could put it in, and have a light inside your tent.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that cool?
That is kind of cool. How long did it take to charge that thing?
Well, that was me putting it in the USB. But if you leave it out during the day, the sun, and I think it works for like hours. I mean, like 4 to 6 hours.
All right, that's good to know.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing. We got one for free. I wonder how much I can get. How much? Oh, look at that! It does brightness levels. You can't tell.
Nice. Yeah, you can see a little bit.
All right. Well, I'm gonna see how much it'll fetch me on eBay.
Well, just don't try to sell it to Sven because, you got Maybe you'll buy it off of eBay. Who knows?
That's pretty awesome.
All right, folks. Well, enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. We will be back next Friday talking about whatever happens during the week about Amazon and beyond. Who are you again?
The bold one, the cold one. John Kohler Ice.
He just got it wrong again, folks.
Did I?
I'll have to explain it to him for next week. In the meantime, we will see you later.